Welcome to Ascent Television, your best station for news, politics, business, sports and entertainment. Your one-stop channel, Ascent Television.
Hello and thanks for staying with us on Ascent Television. Welcome to the news. I am Eugenia Solomon. First, the headlines. Nigeria Labour Congress demands immediate reversal of current fuel price hike. Jigawa to pay 70,000 naira as minimum wage to its workers. Russia strike hits civilians as casualties continues to rise. The detail. Organized labor under the auspices of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has asked the federal government to immediately reverse the hike in the recent pump price of premium motor spirit, as well as previous increases. It said that the hike did not produce any good result, but had only made the people poorer. A statement signed by the NLC President Jigawa expressed dismay that the present administration had continued to increase the pump price of petrol without commensurate capacity of Nigerians or mitigatory measures. NLC said that following the logic of market forces, it was an aberration that a private company is the one fixing prices and projecting itself as a hegemonic monopoly. The union challenged the government to go to the drawing board and present a blueprint for an inclusive economic growth and national development instead of this spasmodic ad hocism and palliative policy. The latest wave of increase has further deepened poverty as production capacities dip, more jobs lost with multi-dimensional negative effects. The Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture has expressed concern over the increase in petrol pump price in Lagos and Abuja. National President Nasima Dele Oye made this known in a statement on Wednesday in Lagos. Oye said that the prices, which had reached 998 naira and 1,030 naira per litre respectively, were placing a strain on businesses and households across the country. Speaking on the national economic consequences of the price hike, he warned that the increase could lead to higher transportation costs, exacerbate inflation, and severely impact small and medium-sized businesses. He said that the decision, influenced by several underlying factors, warranted careful examination of its potential repercussions on the economy, particularly in the realms of pricing for goods, services, and transportation. The recent fuel price increase will have a profound impact on micro and nano businesses, many of which rely heavily on petrol generators to power their operations. According to him, the overall economic landscape for SMEs can shift from potential growth to survival, as this would only impact individual enterprises, but also limit job creation and economic development in communities across Nigeria. The NSIMA president called on the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited to demonstrate the necessary goodwill to support the refinery operations, as it would ideally stabilize local petrol prices, reduce Nigeria's dependence on imported petrol, and contribute to national self-sufficiency. Now, the Jigawa State Governor Umar Namadi has approved 70,000 naira as the new minimum wage. Special advisor to the governor on salary and pension and committee member for the minimum wage implementation, Bashir Ado, disclosed this while responding to a question from newsmen on the government's plan for the implementation of the minimum wage shortly after casting his vote at Kenya Baba. According to him, the committee had completed 90% of its work and would soon present the report to Governor Umar Namadi for onward approval of the new salary structure. He said the state has about 9 salary structures, and those with special salary scale that are above the minimum wage will enjoy consequential adjustment. If you are just joining us, you are watching the news on Assets Television. The news will continue shortly. Stay with us.
Welcome to Assets Television, your best station for news, politics, business, sport and entertainment. Your one-stop channel, Assets Television.
Welcome back. And now the news on Assets Television continues. Author and journalist Dr. Tunde Olusunle has launched 2 books in Abuja titled Orishirishi and Toast, Tributes and Wreaths based on Nigeria's politics. Olusunle reflects on Nigeria's political history, the various failures and successes of government in its evolution from independence till now.
This critique highlights how entrenched corruption impacts governance. Additionally, he provides historical context, noting that the political evolution of Nigeria is a tale of missed opportunities, illustrating how the nation's political trajectory has been shaped by a series of poor leadership decisions and policy failures. These reflections give readers a clear understanding of the deep-rooted challenges in Nigeria's governance and political system. In Orishirishi, the author skillfully weaves together narratives of historical events with contemporary political realities by drawing parallels between Nigeria's past and present governance challenges. For instance, he reflects on the First Republic, stating, and I quote, "The seeds of corruption and mismanagement were sown early, with consequences that continue to plague the nation today." End of quote.
The book highlights how corruption has deeply affected the political trajectory of the country, reflecting the state of the political class and celebrating notable Nigerian figures and their contributions to the nation. Friends and colleagues of the author gave positive remarks and expressed appreciation for his writing, describing him as an incredible writer with good grasp of contemporary issues.
Dr. Olusunle is a man that keeps his friends and sustains relationships. And it does not matter if you do not share his political views or his political camp. He still accommodates you in his space and in his heart.
I'm very proud of you today. He was my boy in the University of God. Don't mind the size. When he came in, I was already a 100-level student. My father made him over to me. But today, he's so big that people will think that he's my father. Gatwick can also testify to me. Bring that lady from US can testify to that. I want to say I'm very proud of you today, and I will continue to pray for you.
I took personal note of his boundless energy as a media practitioner and a bridge builder. I saw in him the potential of a patriot who will feature prominently as a well-groomed professional and committed leader of a future Nigeria. Tunde has remained very close to me through the years, and I'm impressed by his evolution, both as a professional and as an intellectual. In these days of the common elite clamor for power and material acquisition, it sure takes a strong will and determination for a gentleman with Tunde's arsenal of high social and political contacts, as you can see from this hall. I'm privileged to actually return to the humble service path to a classroom teacher in the process of contributing to national development after a tour of duty in the highest chamber of national power at the Aso.
Dr. Tunde is also the author of other publications, which includes Finger Marks, Rhythm of the Motor, and a medley of chaos. Zamfara State Chapter of the All Progressives Congress APC says it received with shock and serious concern last Monday's attack on members of the state's Community Protection Guards CPG, which left 9 members of the guards dead. This was contained in a statement issued by the state party's publicity secretary Yusuf Idris Gusau and made available to newsmen, which says, "We join other well-meaning citizens to condole with the state government and the family members of the gallant CPG guards. The ambush by fleeing bandits on these security guards who sacrificed their lives in order to bring peace to our communities will definitely not go unpunished, as we are very certain that the ongoing onslaught against armed bandits in the northwest states by the federal government will fish out the culprits and make sure they face the consequences of their actions." And from the foreign scene, Russian missiles have hit a civilian container ship at a port in Ukraine's Odessa region, killing 7 people, according to local officials. This is the third attack on a civilian vessel in the past 4 days, according to the region's governor, Ole Kiper. He said Russia had targeted port infrastructure and all the victims were Ukrainians. Several others were wounded and a port employee died of his injuries in hospital, Keeper added. The latest strike on one of Ukraine's ports on the Black Sea coast coincided with the European tour by President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is visiting leaders in London, Paris, and Rome. He has met UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer in Downing Street before he holds talks with NATO's new Secretary General, Mark Rutte, who warned this week that Ukraine could be facing its toughest winter since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022. Zelensky had been due to meet U.S. President Joe Biden along with other Western allies in Berlin on Saturday, but Biden cancelled his trip because of the threat to the U.S. from Hurricane Milton. Russia's overnight attacks on Ukraine also left several people wounded in the southern city of Zaporizhia. Meanwhile, Ukrainian drones targeted a military airfield in the Mykop region of southern Russia. Local officials evacuated 40 people from a nearby village. While still on the foreign scene, the number of Palestinians killed since the beginning of the Gaza war over a year ago has risen to 42,010, according to figures released by the Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza. A further 97,720 Palestinians have been injured since October 7, 2023. The ministry said the figure do not distinguish between civilians and fighters and cannot be independently verified, but international organizations such as the United Nations consider them to be largely credible. Palestinian rescue workers described the attacks as extremely intense, saying that in most cases they could not reach the injured due to the heavy fighting. Hospital doctors said that 9 members of one family were killed in a single Israeli airstrike on a residential building. The information could not be independently confirmed, and the Israeli military has not yet commented on the incident. American singer and actress Jennifer Lopez has opened up about her messy second breakup with her ex-husband, Ben Affleck. The 55-year-old singer recently filed for divorce just 2 years of marriage and in their second attempt at making things work after first parting ways back in 2004. The couple split in April and the singer filed for divorce on August 20th, which was also their two-year wedding anniversary. Now, covering the latest issue of the Interview magazine, Lopez revealed that her divorce almost took her out for good. but she didn't regret marrying Affleck. Well, that ends the news at this hour. I am Eugenia Oma. Keep watching Assets Television for more interesting programs and updates. Of course, also like and follow all our social media platforms.
Welcome to Asset Television, your best station for news, politics, business, sports and entertainment. Your one-stop channel, Asset Television.